بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم والعصر إن الإنسان لفي خسر إلا الذين آمنوا وعملوا الصالحات وتواصوا بالحق وتواصوا بالصبر.
بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. إن الحمد لله نحمده ونستعينه ونستهديه ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا، من يهده الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له، وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله صلى الله عليه وعلى آله وأصحابه وسلم تسليما كثيرا. أما بعد. Okay, shirk, next one is shirk in sacrifice. Let's move on. Shirk in sacrifice is different forms. It's pretty obvious, but we'll go over them quickly. Shirk to seek the sacrifice to seek the pleasure of Allah, like that in Hajj, in ibadah, some ibadas to sacrifice for Allah. That's great, among the best of worshiping. A second one is sacrificing for a guest for a wedding. That's for the sake of Allah, but for a good cause. That's sunnah, that's recommended. And then you got a third form is sacrificing to other than Allah. It could be dead or alive. Sacrificing to anyone on your creation, dead or alive, jinn or human, to get closer and showing your humility in a way that only belongs to Allah. It's major shirk and no one can eat from its meat. That's what you see people doing when they sacrifice at graves or for saints. If he sacrificed to a human or jinn or grave, there is ijma' on the matter that it's shirk, major shirk, and the meat of it is prohibited to eat. قُلْ إِنَّ صَلَاتِي وَنُسُكِي نُسُكِي وَمَحْيَايَ وَمَمَاتِي لِلَّهِ رَبِّ الْعَالَمِينَ. Surah Al-An'am. Nusuki is to sacrifice for Allah. فَصَلِّ لِرَبِّكَ وَانْحَرْ. In Surah Al-Kawthar. Wanhar is to sacrifice. Ali ibn Abi Talib radiallahu anh, in Sahih Muslim, the Prophet ﷺ said, لَعَنَ اللَّهُ مَنْ ذَبَحَ لِغَيْرِ اللَّهِ. May Allah curse one who sacrifices for other than Allah. Next one is shirk in Tawaaf. Tawaaf is a ibadah. You cannot give it to other than Allah. By ijma', Tawaaf, walking around the Kaaba. Whoever does it for other than Allah has fell in major shirk. Don't say it's not uncommon. We go through these things. I know some of you are different level. The class, as you know, some of it is high level, and some of it is basic things. If one walks around the Kaaba for other than Allah, that's shirk, major shirk. If one walks around a grave of a saint in worship, that's major shirk. If one walks around the grave of saints as they do in some countries, that's major shirk right there. I recall one time we went to Egypt when I was younger, in my early teens. We went to a masjid to offer salah. Turned out that masjid had a grave, so we ended up walking out. On our way walking, my father usually has, alhamdulillah, is very calm, rarely ever gets mad or angry. May Allah grant him a long life full of deeds. I didn't notice it, but there were people walking around that grave as they do around the Kaaba. So my father actually got very upset and began to grab them by their hands and tell them, this is major shirk what you're doing. Tawaaf is an independent ibadah and it could be only done for Allah. Okay, among the other types of shirk or examples of shirk is shirk in, you have in your outline, shirk in Tawakkul. Shirk in Tawakkul. وَعَلَى اللَّهِ فَتَوَكَّلُوا إِن كُنْتُم مُؤْمِنِينَ. Surah Al-Ma'idah. You put your trust and reliance in Allah if you are truly or indeed believers. This is proof that dependent on Allah is ibadah. That tawakkul is ibadah. And once again, ibadah, you must give it completely for the sake of Allah. Otherwise, it becomes shirk. Once it's dismissed, or a portion of it is dismissed to other than Allah, it becomes shirk. إنما المؤمنون الذين إذا ذكر الله وجلت قلوبهم وإذا تليت عليهم آياته زادتهم إيمانا وعلى ربهم يتوكلون. In Surah Al-Anfal, the beginning of Surah Al-Anfal, the believers are all those who, when Allah is mentioned, they feel fear in their hearts. And when the verses, وَإِذَا تُلِيَتْ عَلَيْهِمْ آيَاتُهُ, when the verses are recited, it boosts their iman. زَادَتْهُمْ إِيمَانًا وَعَلَىٰ رَبِّهِمْ يَتَوَكَّلُونَ, and they put their trust and reliance and dependency on their Lord Allah. Tawakkul is two types. Dependent or reliance on other than Allah in matters only Allah can do. Like those who depend on someone dead in achieving their needs for victory, for health, for provision, for intercession. That matters which only Allah can do. That's clear shirk right there. The second type is apparent reliance. Apparent reliance. Reliance in normal matters that one has the ability to do. Reliance on someone to pick you up from work. Asking someone to save you from harm which is in their physical control to do. That's not major shirk. As long as it's under that person's power, which we have common sense, we know who has power to do certain things. If someone has the power to come, bring his car 7 o'clock in the morning and pick you up and take you to work. However, the stronger one's iman, the less he relies on others in matters, even those that are permissible. Example that will probably clear the difference between the two. One who's drowning and he sees a boat passing by and he relies on them to get him, or even calls them. When he calls them, that becomes dua, like dua. That's in their power. But that reliance or that dua is in their powers and their means too. It's not shirk. One who's drowning and relies on one who assumes a saint and begins to call him living or dead, human or jinn, that's nowhere near to be found, then that falls under the category of major shirk.